Nigeria is blessed with abundant mineral resources ranging from oil and gas to gold, diamond, and other mineral deposits. These resources, if properly managed, have the capacity to move Nigeria beyond a mono economy that is mostly reliant on oil and uplift the living standard of the average Nigerian. But for years, illegal mining has been a challenge bedeviling the solid mineral sector, and its attendant effect is detrimental to the environment, national security, and economic growth. Communities where these resources are mined are often left to wallow in abject poverty despite the wealth Mother Nature has bestowed on them. Despite several warnings from the Ministry of Solid Minerals Development to states not to ban mining activities, some state governors have signed executive orders banning illegal mining due to the harmful activities of the miners and the need to protect host communities. Statistics have indicated that state's mineral sector contributes 2.62% of the government's 6.63 trillion naira total revenue. Illegal mining, with its grave economic and environmental consequences on national development, has been so rife in Nigeria and believed to have caused the country's untold revenue hemorrhage in her abundant solid minerals endowments over the years. And one mystery about this illicit business that is yet to be unraveled is why the majority of the so-called illegal miners are foreigners, to the extent that it can be argued that 8 out of every 10 of those involved in the act are expatriates. The recent clampdown on illegal mining in Enugu, Kebbi, Zamfara, Taraba, Osun, Borno, Ebonyi, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, and Bauchi, among other states, to many is a welcome development that should be a wake-up call for other states in the country, especially those richly endowed with solid minerals, in synergy with the federal government through the ministry to start the End Illegal Mining campaign. Despite the growing concern about safety hazards associated with illegal mining activities, coupled with the fact that illegal mining has been a source of concern in the country, a visit to illegal gold mining site in Karu local government area of Nasarawa State indicates that illegal miners in the area operate freely with full consent of the village head, local government authority, and the Nasarawa State government, as the operators claimed they remit weekly percentages to key actors in the state.
Here and here, there are some certain, like a week, they usually carry percentage. That percentage then will remit some to the local government. For there, each week, then they give 200 or 1,000 naira to the local government, and the local government is the one that is left for them to give to the state or federal government. Okay. We started this place, it's almost 8 years, and people in Uche, in fact, they benefit a lot. That's how they are collecting revenue every week. That is why for shops they collect 200 naira for where we extract the thing. For here, they usually come and collect 1 bag of the stones for percentage to that. That's the tax we are giving out every week. For that part, sometimes you can sell it 3,000, 4,000 naira. This is how we do it.
Abi Ayuba Hosseini, a spokesperson at the illegal gold mining site at Karu local government area of Nasarawa State, said part of the safety measures put to protect themselves at the site is the planting of first aid clinic at the site to attend to emergency cases before proceeding to the hospital if need be.
Usually do first aid. Like this man, we always buy like body pain relief, types of medicines like headache. You are feeling headache, you wound yourself. This is the first place that we always do first aid before you go to the hospital.
There is some malaria drugs.
Like malaria drugs.
Like typhoid drugs.
Typhoid, fever, whatsoever, you usually get everything. We protect ourselves because this place underground, they built it underground. So this place just become as a home. Each hall sometimes carried 100 people, 50, 70 people inside. Day and night, you can find people there inside. Busy. This one, if he's tired, he can come out and rest, go and bath, rest. Another people there inside. But there is no way you can leave that very hall empty. Anytime you can find out like 10 to 20 people inside. So anything happens to one of them, then the others, they rescue him up. After they rescue him up, then they will rush him to the hospital.
Some of the dwellers in the community said the activities of miners in the environment calls for concern.
The only effect that the local mining is affecting the local settlers here is, there are strange settlers of people that comes around. You may not even know their identity. Sometimes they polluted the youths, they polluted the girls around, they do all sort of manner of, things that are not really, socially accepted or Christianly accepted, these are number one. Secondly, in the process of their mining, sometimes you find out that you'll be hearing some, sounds. Some, when you know that they are not living in a very stable condition, the thing really used to affect. Because by the time you are living in an environment and after some hours or 2-3 hours you will hear boom, you will hear ding, you will not have a rest of mind. And these are some of the challenges of the local mining that they are mining around.
Illegal mining is taking place over there and nothing has been done. They are digging holes, very big holes, and many people are dying there. Nobody's know because media are not coming to check, but we know that many people are dying every day, but nobody knows, nobody cares about it, and we are afraid to take it out because we have nowhere to channel it. Now, if just now, if we are doing this conversation with you, maybe you had some lousy noise of stone crushing, and it's affecting the ground. On the ground, all the houses are shaking. You will see cracks everywhere, collapsing everything. So it's the result of the illegal crushing.
But in a situation where people are displaced in their own community, where they have larger scale of gold and not benefiting from it, definitely you don't expect peace, and there is every tendency on conflict in such kind of situation, where about 85% of the people are farmers. And the environmental impact of mining in this community, whenever this issue takes place, definitely it is very difficult to reclaim the land to its own normal state. That is the problem.
The immediate retired director, Artisanal and Small-Scale Mining Department, Federal Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, Patrick Ojeka, who earlier blamed illegal mining activities on poverty and thinks the classification of the operators as illegal miners is wrong, said illegal mining activities have led to economic and revenue loss. He added that 90% of illegal miners in Nigeria are foreigners who export the mineral resources out of the country without any restriction.
But when you talk of illegal mining, the major players, like the senator said, the major players, majority of them are operating illegally. They obtain what we call exploration license, and they go and deceive the community and start mining. All right? They tell them when you are selling, document with the government offices so that the data will be there. They say government will take their money from taxes, so they dodge and undercut government. The big players will load all manner of things. They will declare to government, we want to take 2 metric tons out. But by the time you bust open their container, it is more than 10 metric tons. So it's a collective malady and a smart play by all operators in the country. Even the Chinese people are worse. Because Chinese will be taking an essential mineral out and tell the customer or whatever, since they will not come and pay royalty, there is sand for sample. Why are you taking sand from Nigeria to China? We have government agencies that are supposed to checkmate them. The customs, why are they there? Why did they allow them to ship it out? When you encounter such things, instead of calling the appropriate ministry to come and oversight and check, they just collect, do what they do, and they let it go. Why?
Speaking on different mining titles and the duration, the director monitoring and coordinating Nigeria Mining Cadastral Office, Mustafa Yusuf, said their office specializes only on the issuance of mineral titles to the mining companies but do not follow up on the expiration of such mining titles or monitor the activities of illegal miners in the sector. He claimed it is the responsibility of the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development.
In line with the Nigerian Minerals and Mining Act 2007 and the Nigerian Minerals and Mining Regulation 2011, mining cadastre is mandated for mineral title administration and management of cadastral records. So Nigerian Mining Cadastre is the only institution responsible in Nigeria for the issuance of mining license and leases. If company has intention to carry out mining activities or prospecting activities, it must have in its employment a competent person, which is either a geologist or a mining engineer, registered by COMEC, Council of the Regulation of Mining Engineers and Geoscientists.
National President of Miners Association of Nigeria, Dele Ayanleke, said there is no fixed price to obtaining a mining license in Nigeria. Ayanleke, who pointed out that the association does not support illegality in the sector, also claimed that the activities of the illegal miners constitute a serious threat to their mining titles.
So the only thing we do is to collaborate with government. We do sensitization for all miners, irrespective of whether they are licensed or not licensed, in order for them to engage in the activities under the best practices regime. We don't do what we want to. We don't do policing. Although in some cases, if the ministry empanel some committees to do that, we can join them. But on our own, we don't go about making arrests or vilifying anybody for doing illegality in the sector. But then, we don't support illegality. What we do is that we do a lot of campaigns, we do a lot of sensitization, we do a lot of education for all sectors of the operators.
After obtaining a license to mine in a community, some mining companies in Nasarawa State said their corporate responsibility to the host communities is very low because the federal government is not showing full interest in the mining industry, as federal government focuses more on paper presentation and lip service with no action attached to it. They lamented that illegal mining activities have taken over the sector and it is not healthy for their business, adding that the so-called artisanal cooperative government claims to form for the illegal miners is not effectively managed and monitored to ensure compliance.
For one, we have communication problem. Number two, we have funding problem. Number two, we have publicity problem. For instance, now, most people who produce material don't know where to sell. And those who want to buy material don't know where to buy. For instance, now those for us who operate in the rural areas, one of our challenges we have, there's no communication. How do you know, can we have a yellow page where we have the list of production companies, list of manufacturing companies, list of mining companies, where it will help the manufacturers locate the miners. It will also help the miners locate the buyers. And this can also create a lot of jobs for us in our community. For instance, now, this rainy season now, I will tell you 60% of the miners are dormant. Because why? The field, they'll say, is filled up with water. But there is a technology we can apply that can also help us work in rainy season. People in countries like Australia, Canada, they have no season, they work in and out. And most of us, our depth is not even up to 10 meters, and we're out of business. And there are companies who are up to 50 meters, and they're still in business. So what is this? So we need information, we need communication, we need training, we need government to come. It's beyond seminars, it's beyond summit. After the summit, what next? After the seminar, what next? We still come back to the same old shells, the same old pattern of doing business, nothing changes. We come here, we wear clothes, we intermingle, we share cards, and there's no business. So we have to really strategize on how can we, the most important people here in the Nigerian sector are the local miners, which comprises 60% of the artisanal miners. Now, if you can reach them, we will solve 60% of our mining issues.
Actually, it's a win-win situation. When community gives you their land to mine under the Land Use Act of the federal government of Nigeria, the government, the community expects to benefit from the corporate social responsibility of the company in development, in bringing development to that community. and also the benefit, they will get employment, the place will be developed, they can get social amenities like hospitals, schools, roads and all that. So it's a win-win thing. As the company is progressing, the community is also progressing. There will also be employment if community is involved fully.
If you've noticed the trend of activities, especially with this administration, they want to create a platform where people will end up providing for themselves, right? They are careful not to take people off their means of livelihood. Now, after giving them the first 30 days, putting up sanctions and all of those will not help the industry in its entirety. Not like we have a robust system that will promote top miners, right? Because we have lots of deposits in this country. Whichever way we want to look at it, the registered miners alone will not do the job as they ought to. So there must be room for artisan miners. And I think that's why the government is soft-pedaling in rolling out sanctions.
Declaring war on illegal mining in Nigeria on September 3, 2023, Minister of Solid Minerals Development Dele Alake said he has also introduced a security task force on mines police that will help the country combat illegal mining and smuggling, even as he issued a 30-day grace period on 2 occasions for illegal miners to join artisanal cooperatives. Recently, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development revoked 1,633 mineral titles previously given to non-compliant mining companies. He said the license of these mineral title holders were revoked due to failure to pay mandatory annual service fees of 1.5 million naira per cadastral unit. With the ongoing effort and war by the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, to sensitize the mining sector in Nigeria, it is therefore hoped that Nasarawa State government will complement federal government's effort in fighting illegal mining in their domain in order to put an end to all forms of environmental and health hazards, coupled with the loss of significant revenue to the Nasarawa State government and the federal government.